series of European live shows by one of the greatest, loudest, most exciting rock bands of all time. But more than that, these will be the final European shows this band will ever play. But before we unveil the details and meet the band themselves and a very special guest, let's have a look at the group in action. As we see there, a run of European shows in November. In terms of tickets, Sweden are on sale now, Germany, Switzerland, Monaco, Italy are on sale this Friday, Finland Monday, June the 15th, and UK on June Friday the 19th. The fan club and VIP pre-sales start 24 hours before on sale. You can find all the details at Mötley.com. This is a very special announcement, as these European shows are the very last announcements that Mötley Crüe will ever make. This is it. All the shows of the band's final tour have now been announced. We've got lots to talk about, not least with the band and a very special guest indeed. But before that, let me introduce to you download festival booker and Live Nation promoter and long-term friend and colleague of the band, Mr. Andy Tommy.
Hello everybody. Can't believe we're at the Law Society. Mötley Crüe at the Law Society. They're not going to get out of here, they're going to get fucking arrested, you know that, don't you? I mean, they must have broken every conceivable law in the book over the years. I've had a long history with the band, starting back in 1981 when I discovered the Too Fast for Love album. And I just couldn't believe the music that was on that record. And then when I saw pictures of the band, they just looked like pirates from outer space. I mean, insane. And we started to see, particularly in the UK, the rock scene changing, where all the fans started to dress up like Mötley Crüe, you know, definitely the first band out there to really push on the image. And when they finally came to play here in 1984, believe it or not, at Donington Park, Monsters of Rock, they opened the bill, which was headlined by AC/DC, Van Halen, Ozzy Osbourne. Mötley Crüe opened up that show. The show was amazing. Nikki smashes up his bass guitar, throws it out into the crowd. Total mayhem. They came back on the Theatre of Pain tour, and I got to see them then. And this is when they started to get quite adventurous with Tommy's drum kit. I remember Tommy's drum kit tipping up like that, going back down, back up. Never seen anything like it in your life. And the way that's developed over the years, and obviously on the tour, you're going to see the fucking roller coaster. I mean, a drummer on a roller coaster, and it's just insanity. Just one little ditty. I remember doing a show with them after they played at Download in 2007, and they were playing on the second stage, which was in a tent at the time, and they brought shitloads of pyro with them, and the wonderful health and safety that we are at the festival said they can't have pyro, it's in a tent, you've got to think of the kids and all the rest of it. And the band were pretty cool. They said, well, it's no problem, we'll take all of the pyro that we've got for the festival, and we're going to put it with the pyro that we've got for the Hammersmith Apollo show, which was 3 days later. I remember sitting in the production office, I was just doing a little bit of business, literally as the band went on stage, and the fucking pyro just was non-stop from start to finish, because they brought all this stuff Download, and they got some pyro for the Hammersmith show, and it was like World War III going on. It was just totally immense. And there's one thing that you can say about Mötley Crüe: good fun band, great songs. And people have said to me in the past, who's the best fun party band that you've ever seen? And I turn around and say, Mötley Crüe are the party. No question about that. So very sad that this is going to be their final tour. Very pleased that we managed to talk them into coming over to the UK and Europe and do the dates which we're announcing today. And in true Mötley Crüe fashion, they want to bring a really good show, really good package, and one of the big parts that don't come in over here as well is the fact that we've taught Alice Cooper to come in and play as well as doing the dates in the US. And it's funny because it's 40 years to the year since Alice Cooper played a seminal show at Wembley Arena on the Welcome to My Nightmare tour. Very much thought about, and it's a great pleasure to have Alice on the tour. So I'd like to introduce Alice Cooper. Just watch the video first.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alice Cooper. Good morning, sir. Hi. Welcome to the Law Society. I think it was Law Students. Thank you, Andy, for that. Chaz, yeah, it's 40 years since Welcome to My Nightmare. Yeah. What do you remember from that Wembley show?
Oh, coming over here for the first time for us, playing Wembley was like unheard of. We had no idea that we'd ever even get to the game. So coming over here and getting band was even the best thing that ever happened to us. Mary Whitehouse was the best thing that ever happened to Alice Cooper. And what was it, Leo Epstein? They decided that we were the worst things they could use of England, and they were right.
And look, Mary Whitehouse. Where's Mary Whitehouse? Yeah. She's looking at playing her 50th Wembley, is this going to be?
15th time now. Yeah.
The first time apparently tickets cost $1.
Yeah. I know. It's really, well, you know, it's the same thing in Detroit. We used to play in Detroit, you know, it'd be like Iggy and the Stooges, the MC5, Alice Cooper, and the Who, $4. You know, it's just a big difference in what's going on. Of course, you know, nobody was playing arenas then, you know. Everybody was playing clubs, you know. So, I mean, the arena experience started pretty much when we started doing the big shows.
Yeah. And how are the shows? You've been doing a few shows with Mötley Crüe. Have you been enjoying yourself?
Oh yeah. You know, the funny thing is like we've known Mötley for years and never played with them. We never did any shows with them ever. And so when they said, "You want to send us off in great fashion?" I said, "Absolutely. Yeah, let's go do it." But you know, it's going to be over 150 shows, I think, around the world. We did 85 shows last summer, and pretty much sold out everything that we could sell out. So we still got this whole year to go. And you take two bands that bring it every night. I mean, really bring it every night, all out. And it's good for the audience because there's just not a lot of rock and roll around anymore. Not real rock, real hard rock. So when you get these two bands, you get a 1-2 punch. We want the audience to be exhausted by the end of the show.
You're going to go big.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're quitting. We're not. I'm booked into next century.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come to introduce the band. Please give it up for the mighty, the legendary, the downright devastating Mötley Crüe. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Not bad.
Like we have our names in front of us.
We're going to open the floor up to questions in a little bit. Kick things off. I just want to ask a couple of questions. I mean, this is an emotional thing. This is an emotional time for you. I mean, how does it feel being here saying, this is it, it's the last announcement of the last show?
Right, it's kind of tough because it's the last time, you know, we're doing a lot of these places, but we still have so many more concerts to do before the end. You know, so it's kind of bittersweet, but it's not really got to really feel it until we actually play in Los Angeles for the last few nights. It's pretty emotional.
Yeah. Can you remember the first time you came to Europe? What memories you got of that doing?
I think the first time we came to Europe, we played Download Festival, wasn't it? The first time? Same thing? I don't know. We did a lot of drugs, we can't remember. Monsters. No, it was Donington. So we don't know. We don't know when we came. But we were here.
Yeah, because I mean, Europe's always been really, really fun. Did you feel like love straight away? Was it kind of instant coupling with you guys in Europe?
Yeah, I mean, for us, a lot of musicians that we grew up with came out of the UK, especially. And, you know, coming over and playing over for the first time, it was like an emotional thing for us. A lot of people from Europe go to Los Angeles, and they're like, wow, so much came out of here, and we felt the other way. And then we got the Iron Maiden tour with the support band. We got to go all over Europe for the first time. We got to take in the audiences, and we really learned the passion that European bands and UK bands have for rock music.
Yeah. We can't feel the water bottle.
Oh, just
Say what?
Water bottle can get rid of the seat. Thank you.
back to Martin.
That's good.
We've got there should be a gentleman or a lady with a microphone. We're going to start putting the floor. Here we go. Wonderful. If you have a question, please ask straight away. Definitely in the black shirt on. Your name, where you're from, your question.
My name's Neil, I'm from Star Radio in the UK, and my question, first of all, is that I also can't believe Mötley Crüe are in the Law Society, something that I never thought we'd see. Guys, you obviously signed a contract saying there'll be no more touring. Now that the world tour is underway, have any of you had any private regrets about doing that? Are you getting into the Crue so much you might want it to be?
Any regrets, gentlemen? Any regrets?
Alice has a regret touring with us.
Not at all.
Was it a question of, if we do this, we want to go on top, we go to the right point, we want to feel like we're, quitting at the zenith, is that the point? Tom?
I'm sorry,
Was it a case of kind of thinking, we do this, we've got to do it at the right point, we're going to be at the right point, and they're not on the slide, and we're doing really well?
We've been talking about, this isn't something that's new, we've been talking about, and then the tour, we talked about it about six years ago, and we sat around and tried to figure out how we want to end this. And, this is the route we chose, and I know.
Is that last question, is that? It's not, a question from the floor, please, and that gentleman just over there.
Hey guys, Darren Reddick from Planet Rock. How you doing? After all these years of touring together and having brought us all to a conclusion and everything, what have you learned from touring with each other? What is the big lesson that you come away with and go, yeah, maybe I'll pass that on to someone else?
What have we learned about each other? On the road.
That's it, we've learned too much about each other. Stuff we didn't want to know about.
Think about everything we've shared together. It's something very few people get to do. It's more than a family. You've got to experience the highest highs and the lowest lows together. We've been best friends, and we've been at odds with each other. And, we've done stuff that I guess we probably never even had an idea that was possible. We kind of just, we live by blind faith and passion and love for music, and we just, accidentally woke up, and it's been almost 35 years. It's kind of amazing.
It's a remarkable career, and many other bands, kind of peers or groups around the time have kind of faded away. You guys, you're still doing it. You're doing these huge dates. I mean, what is that? Is it down to reinvention every so often? What do you think you've survived?
I think maybe it's because when you look out at the crowd, it's not just the people that grew up with it. It's not the 50-year-olds out there. It's their kids and grandkids. We became a multi-generational band where it's everything in between. Plus, it's not just rockers out there. There's like a rock guy, all that 100% next to a guy in a suit. And the 80s, yeah, you just like it is. I think that was kind of the secret, just getting those younger bands.
Yeah.
A lot of hard rock is also anthemic. There's a lot of anthems between, our generation of bands seem to write those songs that will appeal to kids at 16, 30 years from now. They'll still hear those songs and go, oh yeah, that's me. I mean, it's just like an 18-year-old kid right now listening to my generation will go, oh yeah, that's me. Those songs live on forever, and I think that's why that music just keeps going. It's got the energy. You're not going to ever take that energy out of the grooves of the record. It's there. By the way, a record is the black thing that goes around. Put a needle on it.
I mean, we are lucky to have you there. How's it been having the legend in Alice Cooper on its own? Mick, has it been, I guess it's just wonderful having you here.
Yes, it is wonderful having you Well, for you, it's fun for us because these guys are the same school,
Yeah.
I can just speak for myself. I must have been about 14 years old, and this kid that I was hanging out with, his older sister was really hot, so I decided to become friends with him. And he took me to his house, and I saw this poster. I'd never seen anything like it before. It was this man, woman with a snake, and I go, what is that? And he goes, it's this. and he put on Alice Cooper. And I fell in love with Alice's music and his whole, everything about Alice Cooper from day one. I've been a fan, seen him a million times. So when the opportunity came to tour together, I kind of pinched myself, to be honest with you. I feel like maybe we should be opening for Alice, but I think it's really not an opening or headlining thing. It's we're a gang. It's like all of us are going out doing this together. We're really proud to, put our final stamp on our career with Alice next to us. So thanks.
So how do you go about putting together a set for these shows? Final shows? Then is it just actually sculpting something that's just going to be just knocking people dead, as Alice said, and start filming?
I mean, you got to music itself.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to play the hits. And there's always going to be those people that are going to play, yeah, some obscure songs, as far as my career. But, there's always going to be those pissed off people, but you still have to play the songs that everybody really wants to hear. And it's fun for us too, to play the song. I mean, for me, I go here, I love playing those songs and Wild Side. Songs people want to hear.
And this is going to be the biggest production in terms of the stage sets and everything that you've ever done in Europe ever. You're going out on a hike. So Tommy, is it roughly just going to be like just a full-piece drum kit, like little jazz hits, quite quiet, low-key, little cymbals? Is that right? Is that how it's going to be? Can you tell me a bit about the monster? Tell me about what people are going to get to see drum-wise.
So basically, this will be the largest production that we're bringing over here to Europe. And one of the things, other than the massiveness of the show, is a ginormous roller coaster. It goes out about 200 feet out in the audience. And
Larger than this room.
yeah,
Way wider. Look around, back there, the whole spot.
yeah, about 60 feet there. And we've also got a new addition called the Cruise Nest. And we actually, at the end of the show, we perform a number. And it's kind of like, I'll explain, there's a bunch of seats around the stage, and they rise up with us, and they get this like insane view from probably about 40 feet up in the air with us while we're playing. So the show is just insane. Looking forward to coming over here and playing for everybody.
And we have incendiary musical instruments. Musical instruments that would be seen as being weapons, basically, in the context. Flaming weapons. Flaming instruments.
Oh, playing instruments? Yeah, we don't need that. We have so much pyro that they have to put a fire retardant on our stage clothes. There's been times when when we're putting our shows together and we're running through everything, I remember, where was that? We all had to jump on. Tommy had to jump on his drums. We had to jump down into the pit because it got so hot on stage. We have to, was in Vegas, right? And the whole show was just based on fire. So it's a big part of our show. Our pyro show, we've been developing pyro since very early on. We would hang around pyro companies and figure out how to do stunts. And you think back all the way to the beginning, Mitch used to light me on fire on stage. That was the starting point of this crazy journey with pyrotechnics and over-the-top productions. And we work really hard with developing fresh new looks where we think that it's kind of the artist's responsibility to keep pushing the envelope. There's a lot of great stuff out there, but sometimes you see the same stuff at a lot of the same shows. So we really pride ourselves on trying to push that.
The audience, you got a hand up? Oh, we have one in the front row. Yes, with the microphone can move. There you go.
I got two questions, but one is really the answer. So, Christina from Sonic Shots, I was wondering, okay, you signed a contract to stop touring, but it's not really the end of Mötley Crüe. There's a project that you're talking about for a long time and never happened, which is the movie of the Dirt. So you still have time, maybe, to make it happen?
Time frame on the movie?
Yeah, so we would be the Dirt, obviously, bookend now, there's been talk about it for a long time. How are we looking? Any idea how close we are to screen?
Well, it's interesting because in a perfect world, the movie would have come out sometime during the touring cycle, but almost by accident, well actually it is by accident, the movie's going to come out when the band has played its final show, and in a sense for us, it's extending Mötley Crüe even farther. You know, it's going to be a weekend, and then the movie comes, and it keeps the music alive, so we're very excited about that. I think we've been talking about sometime next year, right? It's kind of a rough idea, but, you know, who knows, we don't make movies, you know, it's our first time up to bat, and we're learning a lot.
I mean, there is that question of kind of what happens next. What's the next kind of project you're going to do? So you've got this show in LA, obviously, sold out, that's like pre-sale sold out. What else is happening the morning after? What are you going to be planning on? There's been talk about, you're going to keep making music?
Yeah.
What's the dialogue behind music?
Making music, going out to always be involved in music. And also I have a football team in Las Vegas, so we can be involved in that. And restaurants, there's a lot of cool projects that everyone's going to have time to do. They've always wanted to do because Mötley Crüe takes up so much time. And so we really are digging into the new projects.
Yeah. And there's Broadway play, is this right? You've been thinking about?
Yeah, based on my book, The Heroin Diaries, so, you know, we're working with that and about to do our first table read, and I have my other 6 a.m. and, you know, like Vince said, it's hard when, you know, we call it the mothership with Mötley Crüe. It takes up so much time. It's our number one priority. It always has been. And, you know, I can't speak for everybody else, but I know that it's going to give me personally an opportunity, as much as I'll miss Mötley Crüe, give me an opportunity, I'm sure the rest of the guys an opportunity, to dive into some new stuff creatively. You know, it kind of hit me, I think when I turned 50, I said, okay, there's more years behind me that's in front of me. So, you know, you got to strike, and you got to keep going out there and keep pushing those boundaries, I guess. Just have fun and make music. None of us here in this band got here because we were lazy. And nobody in this band got here because we're not creative. So I have a feeling that we're all going to do stuff that's very exciting. Do I think I'll ever do anything as big as Mötley Crüe? I don't think it's possible to be in a band be as big as Mötley Crüe. That doesn't mean I'm not going to keep making music though. So it's not about the money, it's about the passion at that point.
I'm really interested to find out what these shows have been feeling like so far, because I guess every night, because they're kind of goodbye, isn't it? You know, the fans, you're doing this for the fans have big cities. So, how's it been? How have the shows been? How's it been feeling when you get to those certain highlights in the set? I guess it must be hugely emotional.
That's really just the last song. You know, when you're really kind of saying goodbye, you know what you say, see you next time. You know, everything, and be there the next time. But sometimes you look out and like I was saying, and look at show sometimes. You know, they're thinking, wow, I have that. Look at this, what I'm doing right now. I'm seeing 16,000 people in this last 100 cities. Yeah, that way, like I said before, that last day in LA, I think we're going to be pretty embarrassing. Crying a little bit.
Is it the same for you, Tommy? You share those moments on stage with that kind of the weight of the event every time. So you know it's a big deal. Yeah. I mean, are you sharing moments when you're playing on stage? You know,
Yeah, it's funny because you know, a couple of places now we officially won't be back. So I had a few of those moments, like recently we were in Japan and Australia. Those two places we won't be coming back to, and it's all pretty much the last song for me because I'm kind of busy throughout the rest of the show. And the last song, I'm sitting down playing piano, and that's the only time I think I get to look out and see everybody. Like Vince, you know, I sat there and looked at Vince and looked out the audience and seeing people like, you know, wave goodbye, or people crying. It's just, that it hits you then, and you're like, wow, this is fucking crazy, this is it. You know? But it's, I'll explain it. It's definitely mixed emotions, because I'm happy, and you see people happy, and also people are sad. So.